All right, this is the trip back from the Keys. Never actually left the Keys this year. Just nursing a back injury that took some of the fun out of sailing. However, the way I saw it was I didn't return. I figured if I'm going to be laid up, this is as good a place as any. Anyway, it's May 19th, about 11 o'clock in the morning, departing Spanish Key. It is first night, the way back. We're about 8 miles, I would say, off the coast, 30 miles south of Marcos Island. Gonna go ahead and sail through the night and then just keep on going, hugging the coastline until that storm passes. Sea conditions are absolutely perfect. We're doing 4 knots over ground, 3.5 through the water, so we're getting a little push. Everything's going smooth. This is the second day of the trip. I believe, I forget, Naples. We're right in between Marcos Island and Fort Myers. Still have a following sea, wind still coming out of the south, almost due south now. So we're on a broad reach, angled in towards the coastline, because last night I just couldn't sleep that close to shore, so I jibed just before Marcos Island and pointed, you know, north by northwest, probably about a 45-degree angle, just so I knew that that's just a safer way to go, I believe. And I got about 3 hours, you know, so the coastline cruising is brutal. It's like I forget until I do it. But anyway, conditions are great. We put down about 90 miles, but over 100, you know, actually, but as the crow flies, I think we got about 90 or something, because we ended up heading towards the Everglades and then kind of hugged the coastline and then just scooted offshore after it got to Marcos Island. Things are going great. Nothing to report. Day 2, and we're probably 10 miles from Boca Grande. We're gonna keep pressing on. It's the morning of the 21st. About 20 miles off the coast. Know exactly where. Venice Beach, Venice Municipal Airport. I assume Venice Beach is the same thing. Heading towards Clearwater, I think, because it appears that, well, it doesn't appear, we're going to have northwest winds all day tomorrow and all day Friday, with thunderstorms, chances of thunderstorms tomorrow and Friday. So I don't think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it would be unwise to take off just as far as we're going northwest. The wind's going to come out of the northwest, and you've got thunderstorms chances for 2 days. It's the end of day 3. We're close hauled, been close reaching and close hauled pretty much all day under perfect conditions, and the sea state just got a little choppier right around the inlet for Tampa Bay. Hopefully it changes when we get to the other side, but it's still not bad. But I'm going to, instead of pushing towards Clearwater, I'm going to go ahead and go into the North Channel, I believe it's called, and anchor at Indian Key. There's a gas station there and a strip mall. It's just an absolutely perfect place to top everything off, even though I don't think we've used hardly any fuel. I would assume maybe 3 gallons, but it just doesn't hurt to top off for the rest of the trip and resupply. So we'll probably be getting in at 9 o'clock into Indian Key instead of 2:30 a.m. in Clearwater. It's Saturday the 24th. Stayed or anchored in Indian Key, St. Petersburg for 2 days, waiting out some summer storms. And also the wind was coming out of the northwest, and it still is. We're close hauled right now, and the best we can do is 260 degrees or 270 degrees. So this will start flocking around to the north, I believe, or at least that's what's called out for. So we should start pointing more towards Pensacola. This is basically as far offshore as we're going to be during this crossing, about 80 miles in either direction. But the reason I brought the camera up, and I don't know that this GoPro is good enough, but that color blue, now obviously this is where the term blue water boat comes from. That's unbelievable. It's Sunday night. Just shut the motor off. 10 o'clock Florida time. 9:14 also Florida time, but just in the Panhandle. We've had the motor on for 24 hours. That was brutal. Just set up the sails. We're cooking right along at 3.8, between 3 and 3.8, so enough to keep the boat on course. And it's a good thing we're slowing the boat down. It'll extend the trip by another night, but you got to take your choice. Either stay up all night navigating into the anchorage at 6, 7 in the morning and then sleep all day, or extend the passage for another night, slow the boat down, wake up in the morning offshore and come in during the daytime, and you have the rest of the day to get things done. So it doesn't matter. I think it's best to slow the boat down, so that's what I'm doing. And so tomorrow night we'll be sleeping again offshore, hopefully about, I'm hoping to be about 40-50 miles offshore, maybe, if not I'll have to heave to or stay up all night. That's what I'm trying to avoid. We'll know tomorrow. All right, we are coming in. We got 65 miles left to go, and we are traveling between 8 and, or no, we're we're moving between 4 and 5 knots, broad reach, so absolutely perfect. And as far as getting into the anchorage at Pensacola, it's just going to be a 6 in the morning type thing. Right now we're showing we'll be there at 4 in the morning. If the wind picks up, and that's to the outside buoy, so, but yeah, that's the only choice. It's always that way, you know. The last 20 miles where you gotta really keep your eyes peeled always comes at 2 or 3 in the morning. So I'm just going to embrace it. Absolutely scooting. That noise you hear in the background is the generator. Got the air conditioning on downstairs. We're doing 6.5 knots. Broad reach. 50 miles from our destination, probably 30 miles, 35 miles offshore still. Depending on which forecast model you believe, this will strengthen a little bit, but will be consistent all the way till we get to the inlet. It's the 27th. Got in this morning at 6 a.m. And dropped the hook. However, when I got about 35 miles, 40 miles from Pensacola, you could see a thunderstorm over Pensacola heading east, and it went through Pensacola on its way to Destin. And by the time we got about 20 miles from Pensacola, the sailing conditions were epic. We had I would say 20 knot gusts, 22 knot gusts, you know, a little more than 20, I would say. I had to dump, I had to sail. Oh no, I didn't. I did not reef the main, but I did reef the Genoa about 40%, and then I was dumping air, dumping power out of the main most of the time, and then in between gusts I could reel the main back in and keep the boat stable, because the sea state was getting spicy. So the last 30 miles was the best sailing of the entire trip. So it made the whole thing worth it. We had a beam reach or close hauled, and it varied. Gusts were varying. So instead of just being completely bored, coming in, trying to stay awake and pay attention, and those type of situations, it was an absolute thrilling ride in. As a matter of fact, sustained a little damage. I busted the rope on my Traveler, and did some damage to my transmission, believe it or not. After I anchored, one of the sheets had fallen over the side. When I put it in reverse to check the anchor, to set the anchor, I sucked that rope in there, and anyway, screwed up the transmission as well. I sucked in the rope. But anyway, I'm currently heading to Mobile to store the boat, go back to work, and
plan next year's trip. Currently anchored in